We leave the city and set out for the countryside to get to know the country better. The snake-like roads take us to the high plains. The sun is rising just above the horizon. We drive farther into the countryside. Farmers keep a high number of livestock out here. Ethiopia is in the top 10 in the number of livestock in the country. There are said to be 35 million head of cattle and more than 20 million small livestock. The animals are grazing freely in the vast plains of the country. The Ethiopian economy is based largely on agriculture, and 80% of the Ethiopian population is employed in the agricultural sector. The Ethiopians still use traditional cultivating methods in agriculture. Gebre Selassie is the owner of this harvest. He walks 2 cows and a donkey on the harvest to separate the grains from the stems. His wife, in turn, is helping him by collecting and spreading the harvest in the center. The grains are separated from the stems. They'll become hay, and these animals will eat the hay. Now here you can see the grains are collecting at the bottom. So constant stampeding of the harvest by the cows and the donkey separates the grains out. Here I have a handful of separated grains. Gebre Selassie's wife, Haseb, also has an infant on her back. Yet she is helping her husband with the hard work. Farther away, we saw another harvest. But this farmer is smart. He put his harvest on a giant rock. This is the peak of the harvest season in Ethiopia. Everybody is working very hard. This farmer is using 7 animals to crush the harvest, which is a bigger one. Harvest season is when the hard work for the farmers finally pays off. This is it, the fruit of all the past effort. So they are tired, but very happy and satisfied. The harvest will provide food and produce seeds to plant for the next season. They will also earn money by selling some of it. So people are pushing very hard to finish the final job in this harvest season. Initially bystanders, we found ourselves preempted to work on the harvest. And these farmers seemed to be very happy for the helping hand. Holding a stick in one hand, we stroll on the harvest. In a field, some farmers are reaping the teff plant with sickles. Ethiopians make a traditional bread called injera using the grains from this plant. To make injera, they prepare a runny dough with teff flour and water, and then they let it sit a while. Pouring the dough on the pan takes some skill. Not everybody can deliver the right amount. I am now visiting with an Ethiopian family. To my left are the host Yusuf Ebreha and his wife Janet. Now, like I said, Ethiopians have a traditional bread which they call injera. It seems difficult to make injera bread. They'll serve some to us now as a special treat. Injera is a staple food in all Ethiopian meals. It has a fixed presence on the table. They can't imagine a meal without injera. I will soon taste some too. As I said, it takes a long time to make it. Jeanette made some for us. She also prepared some other food. I have some in my hands and I will taste it soon. Now, Ethiopians like injera so much they take some with them when they travel abroad. If they end up in places where injera is not known, they bring together the means to make injera bread. Now, it's my turn to taste it, but first I'd like to offer it to the host, please. Now, it feels a little rubbery. I will be tasting injera for the first time in Africa. Mr. Youssef says it's very good, very delicious. I'm sure there's no bias there. It tastes a little sour, maybe like sourdough bread would. The food they place on injera is beef sautéed in butter, and they call it tibs. They don't use utensils for this, as you can see. It's much better to eat by hand. They savor delicious injera with sautéed meat. After the meal, the coffee ceremony initiates, literally. It is much more involved than preparing your regular after-dinner coffee. The coffee grains are still green and yet to be roasted. Next, they are crushed, mixed with water, cooked, and served to the guest. So preparing a cup of coffee takes a concerted effort here. The coffee addicts have to be patient until the end of the ritual.